The key, the one key to communicating your needs to your partner without making him or her get defensive. Shauna White, Heartfelt Intimacy Coach here, helping people in relationship to level up their relationship, to achieve higher love, more connection, more fulfilling harmony with their partner that flows naturally, using my approach, which is energy flow intimacy dynamics. And today's topic is the key, the one key, the most important thing for communicating your needs to your partner in a way that doesn't get them defensive. So, have you ever experienced communicating your needs, expressing your needs, just like they say in generally accepted relationship principles, otherwise known as GARP? They say express your needs, because otherwise your partner won't know what you're thinking, right? It's your responsibility to make sure that they understand you and what you need, which is also predicated on the idea that relationship is about getting needs met, or that's a fundamental characteristic of relationship. Everybody has needs. You get together, I meet your needs, you meet my needs, and that's all hunky-dory. And hey, if you can't meet all my needs, that's fine. Maybe there's some needs that it's appropriate for me to meet elsewhere. But and people have all kinds of configurations of that. I'm not personally into polyamory, but some people go that way. If you're talking about connection needs or sexual needs, people can go into polyamory to get their needs met with somebody else. I cannot stand all of this needs commerce. Because, okay, do humans need connection? Yes, we need connection. However, we are generally taught to walk around on planet Earth with a level of need that is out of balance. Humans are designed to partner with divine love in the core of your being. Now, you can call it whatever you want. You can call it the universe. You can call it Great Spirit. You can call it God. You can call it Jesus. You can call it divine love, like I do. I would say there's a slight difference between Jesus and divine love, but that's for another time. But the main thing is that there is a spiritual energy of love. That is a fact. And we are designed to connect with that on the inside. When we are not connected with that on the inside, we feel empty, flat, unloved, deep in our core. And this world teaches us everything but how to connect to that energy of love on the inside. This world does not teach us how to connect. This world does not teach us that we should connect, that we can connect, or nor that there's anything to connect to, right? So it's no surprise, and it's no shame. There's nothing to be ashamed about if you don't know how to connect with that energy on purpose, or if you're even just learning about this for the first time, listening to me talking about it right now. But if you felt, well, a couple things I want to point out. Number one, have you had the opportunity to be around a baby? A baby is like this bundle of love. Obviously, when they're uncomfortable, they're not. But when they're just hanging out in their innocence, they glow with this energy of love. That is one sign of it's one little tiny proof of the natural state of the human being to be connected with divine love energy, because babies are that way naturally prior to experiencing a trauma that closes their heart. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, talking about the disconnection, just some thoughts I was thinking about when I was thinking about it before. I want to make sure I illustrate these different points. The disconnection, we're very used to. I mean, we've had, how many years have you been walking around on the planet learning how to be a human being and survive emotionally and not necessarily have the skill yet to open inside and connect with divine love. Hello, someone said that they like. Let me see if I can see who that is. Manny, hello. Thank you. Nice to see you. So for all the years that you've been walking around, surviving as a human being, not necessarily knowing how to connect with divine love, what does that feeling of disconnection feel like? Where's the proof of that? Okay, so where that comes up is in the quieter moments when you're by yourself and you got nothing to do and you feel kind of like, I don't know, I feel so good. Let me go find something fun to do so I can lift up myself, right? Or that if you live with an abiding sense of unworthiness, if you know that, if you've done enough shadow work to know that you live with that abiding sense of unworthiness, yes, that may have some roots in a wound in your childhood. Like for me, my mom passed away just before I turned 4, and then she hung around with me in spirit for a year, and then she said that she had to leave and she wouldn't be back. And missing her presence when she left, I lost all memory. So this is the clear sign of a trauma. And when she left, I thought that she didn't care about me. And so I developed the idea that God is a loving God, but has better things to do than to take care of me. And that came directly from the wound of missing my mom. So I had that form of unworthiness. But the reason that I believed it is because when I turned my attention deep into the core of my being, what I felt was this flatness. It didn't feel empty. Like I didn't feel like, oh, I'm a black hole. I just felt flat and unlovable. There was no love there, and there should be love there. That's what I instinctively knew. And so I believed that deep down, I'm an unlovable nothing. And I needed to fix that. I needed to have a relationship to experience the emotional high of love. This is the underlying dynamic that supports the idea that we need things and we need to get love from our partner. We need to get connection, and that's normal and that's acceptable. But the thing is that this perspective that I need so that I can be okay has an energy to it. And when you communicate with your partner from that place, it comes across a few different ways. There's a few different options for how that can come across. It can come across controlling. I need things to look this particular way, to play out this particular way. I need to get flowers on Valentine's Day. Just thinking of some recent posts that I've read, I need my boyfriend to buy me an expensive engagement ring or else I don't feel loved. It's got to be expensive, right? Everybody's got their different ideas or definition of love. And I need that in order to feel like I'm loved. Otherwise, I'm not getting the emotional high that covers up the sense of disconnection I have inside. So, sorry, breaking the train of thought. One moment, bear with me. I'm coming back to you. So that feels controlling, that you need to fit my storyline. You need to be the provider. You need to take the garbage out. You need to, whatever it is that you need to do so that I act like a nice person around you and I feel good. That's controlling. So that's one way that expressing our needs comes across when we are behaving in this paradigm that I'm describing now. The other way that needs come across is that I need to get something. I feel needy. I want to. It's not about controlling your behavior, but it's about that. Hang on a second. I got to get connected to it. Oh, man. Yeah, it's like this sucking energy, this feeling like I need to get something from you in order to satisfy myself. And it doesn't feel right. So this is more the way I used to go about it. I wasn't one to try to control somebody else's behavior. That always felt wrong to me. And no matter how much emotional pain and suffering I was in, no matter how uncomfortable and unloved I felt in the various different difficult challenges of my relationship experiences. I refused to try to control somebody else's behavior. So that was particular to me. But what I did instead was I nurtured to try to create dependency on me, because I felt like I needed that. I needed someone to need me to prove to myself that I was lovable. And so that is a certain sort of a sucking type of an energy. So it could be a pushing type of an energy, or it could be a sucking type of an energy. But when we communicate from this place of disconnection inside ourselves, that's what happens. And that's why our partner goes, I can't really stomach the way your energy is coming at me right now. And it gets complicated because we can feel like, if say you're the partner who's receiving on the receiving need of a receiving end of having needs communicated, you could feel like, well, I want to meet my partner's needs because I love them and I want to give to them. I want to meet my partner's needs because I want them to feel good. I want to meet my partner's needs because I want this relationship to work. Whatever your reasons might be. But here's what it comes down to. Fundamentally, we as humans, in order to flourish, we need to feel free to discover who we are moment to moment on the cusp of inspiration, and to honor the inner listening inside our core. Again, that's something that we have to develop how to do if we haven't. But once we have developed that, then what we need is the freedom to be able to continue to do that. In my relationship, I am in a relationship now with someone who amazingly supports me without trying to control me. So I always feel that I have the freedom to listen to the core of my being and to honor what is coming through for me. But when people are in a dynamic of trying to meet each other's needs, even though maybe your partner, like I said, is communicating his or her needs to you, and maybe you want to meet those needs, but if you have to diverge from the authenticity of your own freedom to be your real self from your core, it's going to muffle your joy. And if your joy is muffled, you're not going to be able to bring joy to the relationship. Like, your ability to be authentically connected with your heart. And I hesitate to use the word heart because people think that emotion equals heart, emotional attachment equals heart. And that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the core of your being, where God speaks in you, through you, and as you. You need to be able to hear that voice and honor that voice inside yourself in order to fully flourish as a human being. And so in your relationship, you need to be able to feel that freedom to be your authentic self and to share your authentic self with your partner, and vice versa. When you both can do that, it shifts the whole need dynamic, kind of puts it out the door. It doesn't mean that you don't end up communicating something with your partner that needs to be renegotiated. Yes, that's part of life. But when you feel whole and free inside yourself, then you don't feel lacking to when you do communicate something that would go in the needs department, which is something that needs to be renegotiated in the relationship. When you communicate from a connected, whole, free place inside yourself, it doesn't come across as lacking or fixing or controlling or emotionally dependent. It comes across just as communication, like, let's explore this thing. Okay, great. We're both listening to understand. We're both not feeling threatened. There's flow. And that's the other part of it, is that when you relax in a whole place, you start to, what I help people anyway, to develop a sensitivity that you can feel the flow, and you're not going to push the flow, and you're not going to hold back from the flow. So once you get into this flow place, which is a very subtle sensitivity to energy that helps you find where the place of harmony is in your relationship experience. It's harmony that's satisfying for you and for your partner at the same time. And you don't have to talk about it to find it. You listen to the energy of flow. And what flow is the energy of that spiritual love moving through you and through your partner. And it moves through everyone in the world to the degree that they allow it. So if you and your partner both allow your interconnection with that love, then you just listen to that energy for that will guide how you connect with your partner. That will take care of the whole needs thing. You're going to feel so much more connected and intimate with your partner from that place. When that opened up for me, I was able to feel the energy of my partner in my being. I felt so much more intimacy, even just in everyday conversation, because I could, it's this feeling sensitivity that is intimacy in and of itself, even if your partner's not having a good day. But the fact that you could feel flow for how to connect with them, how to speak with them, how to be with them in that moment, it's going to allow you to feel way more intimate with them, even on a day when, maybe it's not sexy or anything like that because someone's having a bad day. But nonetheless, you feel so much more connected and intimate because of this sensitivity of feeling flow, way more than a couple that doesn't feel flow whatsoever and might even be having a sexy day. But it's not, it's the level of intimacy is just incomparable when you start to discover the sensitivity to flow inside yourself. So I want to tell you that it took me 17 years to get out of my own way of trying to get out of the emotional commerce model of relationship to find flow. And flow is beautiful. That's a part of my everyday life now in all of my relationships, including my intimate partnership. But good news for you, if you're looking for this experience and you want help with this experience, the way that I teach this experience when I work with people, it goes way faster than it went for me. And I just want to share with you that I spoke with one of my clients recently. She and I worked for 10 weeks together, and she has had a tremendous shift in the quality of her communication with her partner and the stability and connection level that she feels in that relationship and in herself in that relationship. And she was able to go from a very uncomfortable place of feeling stuck between not wanting to project her needs onto her partner, but also not wanting to be unseen, that kind of in between place, to a place of flow where challenges still come up, but she has the tools to reset to a place of flow and connection with her partner. And only she worked on this. He didn't. So she got results just with her doing it in 10 weeks of work. So from 17 years down to 10 weeks, I just want to let you know, it can turn around really fast, particularly with the exercises and the approach that I have developed that I can share with you if you are interested. So that's my diatribe, dissertation, whatever. That's my speech for today about the one key, the number one key. And you can't get around it either, because you can communicate nicely and it's not enough. Like nice words, nice tone, nice timing, nice length of the conversation. You can't get around the quality of the energy that's inside your communication. That's what your partner is responding to. So that's why I say that this is the number one key to communicating your needs without your partner getting defensive. It's shifting out of lack and into interconnection inside yourself, and then honoring the flow that you can connect to inside that interconnection. That is the key. That is how you get out of needs commerce or emotional commerce and into flow and harmony and fulfillment of a much higher, deeper level in your relationship. So thanks for being with me for this video. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're on Facebook, follow me. If you want more of my content where I go deeper into things once a week in Higher Love Talks, then come join my Facebook group, Divine Love, Relationship Advice for Creating Heartfelt Intimacy. And I'll put a link below. And otherwise, I'll see you next time I'm here on the video. If you want to hear if you want to share your biggest takeaway from this video in the comments, I'd love to hear it. Alrighty, have a great day.